Today we're making this frittata with guanciale, onions, and mushrooms, and it is delicious, just done in one pan, and can be done on the stove or the stove and the oven. And I'm just serving it with a little tomato salad here. So stay tuned and you'll see how I pull it together. Got about a 10-inch skillet. This is a seasoned cast iron skillet. You can use a non-stick skillet if you prefer, keep things from sticking, but this should work pretty well. So I've got it on medium-high heat. First step is to go in with the guanciale. Again, you can use pancetta, even bacon, pork belly, whatever you've got here. And we're going to throw that in and render it. So we want to basically do this, render it until a lot of the fat comes out and the meat is crispy. So this will take a few minutes. So I've just turned the heat off. You can see how the fat has largely rendered. There still is some fat here, but it's gotten crispy. The meat is crispy. So what I'm going to do is take the meat out and some of the fat, because we'll be putting it back in later. The next step is to saute mushrooms, and because mushrooms really will absorb whatever fat is in here, I'm taking some out so I can add it back later. So that's pretty good. Now we'll get this back on the heat again, and we got about 4 cremini mushrooms here, roughly chopped. So we're going to throw that in, saute them until they give up their moisture and get brown. These mushrooms are looking good. Looks like most of the moisture has come off. So now this is a small to medium-sized sweet onion. I'm just going to add that in, and we're going to get that cooked down a little bit. I am going to add some of the reserved fat. Some of the reserved fat to this, because the mushrooms had certainly absorbed almost everything. And I'm going to make a bit of a mess here with onions going everywhere. And we just want to cook this down until the onions get golden. So you can see the onions are looking caramelized. I'm going to add back the guanciale. I'm not going to add back all the fat. There was a fair bit in there. Give that a stir. Also got a little bit of parsley here that I'm going to add in. Now I've got 6 beaten eggs here. So we're going to add that. And I've about 50 grams of Pecorino Romano, which I'm going to add. I'm going to save a little bit for serving. And this we're just going to mix up. Add some salt and pepper here. Doesn't need that much salt because the guanciale is pretty salty. Sort of spread it around. Now we're going to let the bottom cook, and then we're going to finish it in the oven. So the sides have set. You can see it's sort of bubbling, still not cooked in the center of the top. So I've got the oven preheated to max with the broiler on, and I'm just going to throw this now underneath the broiler in order to cook the top. You could also do this on the stove with a lid, put a lid on top, and then flip it into the pan at the end if you didn't want to use your oven. But I'm going to try the broiler technique this time. And here we go. The oven, nice and brown on top, sizzling, looks great. So I'm now going to turn this out onto a plate and slice it, and we'll see how we serve it. So I've removed this from the pan, and I've served it with a little tomato salad with some fresh basil, which is a nice accompaniment, and I've also topped it with some parsley and a little bit more of the Pecorino Romano. So let's give it a try and see. It's delicious. It's got lots of onions, but the onions are sweet because they're caramelized, and just the right amount of the guanciale, so it's not overpowering. And it is sort of brown, nice and brown on the bottom, and cooked all the way through. So if you have any leftover cured meat in your fridge, like I did with the guanciale, it's a great frittata to pull together. Quick and easy and delicious. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.